Wait, can I not do the intro this time? Because I always do the intro.
I know, but I'm too awkward for that. I need to
fine,
soothe
I'll do
myself
it.
in.
Fuck, fine.
I
Okay,
just-
fine. I'll
Hello,
wipe
everyone.
your ass for you.
Welcome back.
Hello,
Fuck,
hello,
see, it
hello.
doesn't sound right.
Yeah, but I just
You-
like talking about wiping your ass
I
for
know,
you
true.
over the top. Okay. Hello, welcome back to the Love Shack.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. My fucking sound effects. Yes.
Oh my god. So let's do like a little recap of what we talked about last week. So
I know, it's been a while.
we did toxic relationships last week. If you haven't listened, I strongly recommend. It was a little bit deeper.
Yeah, we were very serious.
And
Not as many jokes.
it was a mood. But how's your week been so far?
Oh, great, because you haven't been in it.
You're such a bitch.
Nah, it's
What have you
been
been
so
doing?
bad because I just missed you so much. Nah, it's been all right. Just working heaps, uni, the life. What about you?
Yeah. Wait, did you go back to uni this week?
Yeah, last week.
Oh,
well, I
that's right,
found out,
last week.
remember, last
Oh,
week.
that's right. And
I
you were
messaged you the night before. Oh my God, I actually have uni. What do I do? I was so stressed.
That's funny.
Yes, life of a student.
Very busy. And yeah, I'm the same. I started
Update
uni.
us with all your exciting news.
Wow, there's lots and lots of things. Mercury retrograde made me kind of fringe.
Vogue wants her on the team. $2 million signing bonus.
You're such a bad liar.
I know.
Just letting you know. That would be great if we're manifesting that.
I
Then
know.
I'm down for
See,
that.
I'm just trying to be positive influence on us.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Now, okay, so
Oh, you got to do the caution.
oh wow, we should probably put a disclaimer
I
in
know.
after
Way
15
back.
minutes of talking
Wait.
about the swearing. But I mean, if you watch the YouTube, then it's already there, so you know not to watch it if you get easily offended. If you do, then
Fuck off. I mean,
peace out, ladies.
and men that watch
Oh my
it,
god.
don't be
So this week's been
discriminating.
fucked. I've never been actually, yeah, I have been stressed before, but I just started a really hectic uni course. Not sure why I did that. I've booked probably one of the biggest styling jobs of my career
She's getting
so far.
money.
We're not talking about that on here. Oh my lord. And I am exhibiting in Melbourne next week. If this is up by the time it's next week, then please go to Melbourne. It's at Suckercoat in Northcote. It's emerging female photographers who shoot film, and I am going to be a part of that. And then
That's so exciting.
we've got the t-shirt line coming out soon. What else? Wow,
Yes,
so
we get
many
it. You have
things.
things going on.
Well, I'm
Me,
actually going to have an aneurysm because
nothing.
I'm so stressed, but thanks anyway for the
That's
positivity.
All right. That's all right. No, I'm actually very proud of Nora.
Thanks, Queen.
Don't tell her I said this. You're doing well, sweetie.
Thanks, sweetie. You're doing great, sweetie.
You're
okay.
doing great.
let's-
Okay, so what's the go today? What do we want to talk about?
So I guess linking from how busy we've been, we're going to talk about working as creatives and balancing that work life, personal life that's non-existent vibe.
Yeah, definitely not.
And also just like confidence working as young creatives, like kind of gaining that confidence if you want to start putting your work out there but you're not really quite sure how. This is the podcast for you, Queen.
And me.
I
'cause
just
need
said
to
Queen
fucking
for the
listen to
first
this.
time. It's going to be a snowball from
it's
here.
gonna be- Queen,
Someone
queen, queen,
messaged
queen, queen.
me last week.
Shut the fuck up. Stop saying
They're
that.
like, if you fucking say Queen one more time, I'm going to keep watching the podcast. And I was like, I'll keep saying it.
I'll do it.
Bye, Queens.
If you want
Okay.
to play a drinking game, just drink
Yeah,
every single
just
time.
drink
Every
to
single time she
Queen.
says Queen.
And every
'cause she
time Melanie
will.
or says like.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cute. So let's get started. So let's talk about some mental barriers that we experience as young creatives.
Oh my god, the list can go on.
I think we should like straight up do the myth bust of the fact that people think that being a photographer is a really glamorous job.
Fuck no.
It is honestly like
A
a
confidence
very, very,
swimmer.
very hard job
It
in terms
just-
of mentality and discipline. And having to be a business person as well as a creative. You have to use both sides of the spectrum because you basically run your own business when you're a photographer because you're representing yourself. Unless you're signed, that's a different thing. That's
yeah,
a
can't
goal.
relate.
That's a goal.
If anyone wants to sign us, get me a job that pays.
Oh my god.
No, but talking about mental health and like being creative, it is like I don't think people are like, oh my god, you take photos, like that's so cool. Like you take nice photos. It is a
take nice photos.
You take nice photos. No, it is
Forgotten.
it's a massive mental strain on a person. Like just confidence wise, it is a lot. Like it's definitely something that's underplayed. Like I don't know, maybe other photographers are different, but I definitely like when I look at my work or I'm working or something, it's a lot to like
You're
mentally.
like, it's this constant.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really funny. One of my friends said to me the other day, he was like, it's literally this constant loop of being okay and not okay with your work. Like, it's
Hey.
literally just like these cycles where you're
Yeah.
like, and I mean, I feel like now I'm confident in my work. I wasn't for quite a long time when I was starting out. I've just like had the support of so many great people, I think, pushing me along the way. But also just so many of your own mental barriers. I think because our creative jobs aren't viewed as real jobs in society. Like, people, even though they want to get wedding photographers and they love buying flowers for Valentine's Day, not salty, they think that creatives aren't actually real jobs.
Not salty.
Not salty.
She's salty.
She's salty. She's salty about the government, but
And
we're
fucking,
still gonna
there's a lot more she's salty about. Don't get us started. AKA email accounts.
Oh my God. I swear we bring that up every single podcast.
I know, but if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If
you
my
don't know,
if my
don't
friends are
worry.
watching this, they definitely
Also,
know.
if you work at Gmail, let us know.
Yeah, please.
Mental barriers. So where did this come about? We were talking when we had dinner about like being a creative, and like I was just like complaining as usual, whatever. About just like not being confident enough, not knowing where to go next, and like
not getting paid,
and like really that's half my fault, and really like it's just like I just don't know where to go from where I am, but that's just part of, I don't know, life and being creative. That's why you have great friends like Norah to guide you and be like a god for you, because oh my God, I take that back because that was too nice.
Whoa.
No.
Fuck. I was just about to be like, oh, she's like the little angel in my shirt, but now she's actually the devil. The thing that annoys me, right? And I don't know if people in other industries can relate, but you see these people that have the biggest fucking egos and their work is shit. It's meaningless. They're only doing it for, I mean, in our industry, they only do it for the clout, which I really hate. And I think that you need to have a lot more personal attachment to your work in order for you to be heard. And I think you need to have something to say with your work and the way that you express yourself, where I think Melanie and I, we both communicate. We're really bad at like communicating ideas, so we communicate through our work. Like, does that make sense? And I think a big mental barrier with work is that because other aspects we may not be as strong in, people look down on us because we prefer to pursue creative careers. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that that's a stigma that's also in society, and I think needs to be broken. I think it's a very Australian thing. When I worked in Europe and the UK, it was not like that at all. But I think that yeah, in definitely here, there's a lot of people doing really shit work and getting so much recognition for it for no reason.
But there's also
then there's like there's someone who's like so incredible and they like don't have the self-confidence to share that work because they're like looking at these people and being like, oh, I'm not as good as them. And I think the comparison game takes the joy.
God, that's me all the time.
The comparison game takes the joy out of my work. And that's why I need to set boundaries with Instagram, because Instagram becomes a really toxic space for me really quickly. I don't really like to follow like my personal friends that much, just because the content that I'm consuming isn't relative to my job, and I use Instagram as work majority of the time. So I think that like that's a big thing, because there is no other industry in the world that has a massive toxic comparison game other than the creative industry. I think that's the biggest, especially because social media is the creative industry now.
Yeah.
And I think that, that's like a massive, and that's a big boundary that I've had to set, like with Instagram, because it just gets so fucking toxic so quick.
And like social media itself is a mind game. Like
100%.
But like being creative, like I always compare my work to another person's, or I'm like, is mine not good enough? Like I could have done this differently, and like that's where it's like makes me like step back and go, like I can't approach brands, I can't do this, I can't do that, because I'm actually not good enough. I still have so much to go. And like
when really there's people that are working for those brands that are fucking dog shit. So
Well, I guess so if you say that.
It's like, but it's not even about them being shit. It's just about them not having the right intentions behind their work. And I think that a lot of people chase our careers for clout now, and they use Instagram and Instagram following as their measure of how successful they are.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really wrong, because I think the reason that I started like doing what I'm doing now is because I wanted to express myself and like my words, and I wanted to express myself visually, especially for all the things that I stand up for, like women's rights and stuff. Like I wanted to express that, and like with you love music, and you want to express that through working with musicians and being able to creatively vibe with people, where there's so many people out there that like aren't very good photographers, but they're so fucking big because their egos are so big, and they just happen to know the right couple of people.
Exactly, just know,
and they're not in it. They're not in it for the art of it. Like photography is an art form. Being a creative is an art form. It's an incredibly difficult industry, and I think that people just think that we just go out there and we click a button. Like,
it's not like that. Definitely not. And like God. You can probably relate as a creative. Like I look at the world differently, I reckon, to a normal person. Like I'll see something and be inspired and be like, oh my God, I could do this and shoot something like this.
Yeah.
Or I hear a song and I'm like, oh my God, I can imagine this and this and this. And like that's just how I see the world. Everything I consume is something I can relate it to creatively. Like I can somehow turn that snapshot I see right now into a shoot, or I can somehow, I don't know, make a video out of it or something like that. Like, that's how I see the world. And like, we are not here for the money because we don't have any.
Because we
don't have any.
So I'm gonna myth bust that right now. People think that I get
$6.23 in my bank account right now. I'm not even kidding.
People think that like because we work heaps, we earn a lot of money, and a lot of the shoots that you do, especially when you're starting out as a young photographer, and if you're a young photographer and you're watching this, you may know, doing tests, there's no pay in that. Like I'm actually losing money because I shoot film, or I'm styling the shoot and I'm paying for the clothes. Like I'm actually not earning anything. And I think there's like a massive like people only see the 1% of like the incredibly big photographers that shoot, you know, the Hadids and the Jenners and whatever,
like $2 million,
and they get so much money for it, but that is literally like 0.5% of the photographers in our world. And it's like we work so hard to be able to book, like we'll do tests in order to build our portfolio, in order to be able to present that to brands and clients. Like I'm not doing tests for no reason, and I want to go into like talking about free work and when people approach us for free work, because I think that's a really big thing that I'm absolutely over.
Same.
Tap out.
I have bills to pay as well.
Yeah.
My sugar daddy ain't giving me money.
Let's talk about how people think exposure is a form of payment. I think when you're starting out, there's a line where it's like, yes, especially if you're working with a really experienced model. I've had the pleasure of working with some incredibly amazing international faces, and I'm so grateful for that, because that really got me understanding the standard of talent that I should be working with in order to improve my work. And I needed that to know that when young people, I'm not even young people, just like girls that are not models approach me and ask me to do work, I'll be like, they'll be like, hey, I really want to shoot with you. Let's collab. I fucking hate the word collab. Never use the word collab with me. I will instantly not reply to you on Instagram. I've stopped replying to people that ask me to collab, unless you're somebody that I know and I've worked with before. Collab for me and for Melanie is just a way of you using our platforms and our creative outlets for you to get nice photos on your Instagram. We get nothing out of it. We get nothing out of working with. I get things out of working with development girls because I absolutely love supporting young models that have just been signed. But I'm really drawing the line now that people come to me and they've seen that I've, you know, done campaigns and you've done big videos, and they're coming to me expecting me to work for them for free and do like 6-hour shoots and do all the styling and the creative direction. Like that stuff is expensive. You're on my time, like when you're asking me to do that. And I think that
and people don't count preparation beforehand and then after the editing.
There's so
it's not
much
just shooting. The
shooting is the 1% of the entire
there is so much
organization
so
of
much
that.
time and effort put into it, and people don't understand.
Yeah, especially when you want to creatively direct the shoot yourself. Like it's different if you're a photographer going to a set. Like I've done that a few times where I've been a photographer just going to the set that's already been styled and like creatively directed. Yeah. And you creatively direct to a point when you're a photographer, because obviously they're your images, and you have to direct the model and whatnot. But when you have just you, the makeup artist, and the model, like it's totally different scenario because you're literally pitching, like to even get a model from an agency, you have to put together a mood board. So that's creative direction in itself. That's a creative direction fee that I incorporate into my shoot packages when people want to shoot with me. So when people come and they send me, I really want to do a shoot like this, like, no, because I've already used that concept and that's an original concept that I've created. I'm not going to replicate that on someone that doesn't even want to pay me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
With me, I have, like, I don't see, well, at the start, I was just shooting whatever I could, whatever I can at the very start. But I've got to a point where I'll only shoot someone for free if I can gain something out of it.
That's right.
I'm not going to, even if they're my friend or like, no offense, like I just need to be able to gain something out of it because I'm using so much money and time.
That's right.
It's not like, it's not fair, like on myself. And like, I got to put obviously my needs first. And like, as much as I love being creative and I'm not here for the money, I still need to somewhat survive. And like, it is costing me a fucking arm and a leg.
Rent, you know?
Exactly. It's costing me an arm and a leg to do all this. And people don't understand there is a whole scene behind like shooting, like beforehand, what we have to organize, what we have to sort out, and then editing afterwards. Yeah. Like when I do a shoot with someone, I do film photos, digital photos,
like
and a video.
7-person team in
like,
one person.
I know, and then I style them, and then I fucking creative direct. Like I'm
driving for the Blue Mountains. Like
I know, and like
Lord.
$70 in tolls last week. It's not fucking funny.
That is not cute.
I know, and it's like I spend so much money on it because like this is my craft, and I love what I do. So it's not like it's a burden.
Worth it for us.
It's worth it, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm at a point where I do somewhat deserve like the recognition to get paid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And deserve to like.
I think it's selfish when people come and they go, hey, I really am looking to collab for my portfolio, and then I send them my rates, and then they go, oh, I wasn't looking to do paid stuff, and I was like, then why the hell are you messaging me? Like, this is my
or they'll like face.
I just hate
stop talking to you.
that people, just because I have an Instagram that shares my photography does not mean it is not my job.
Yeah,
photography is my whole life. Like it's literally like photography and creative direction is what I want to do for my life. I want to like start my own business and that's what I want to be. And like, it's an insult to me when people come to me and they're like, oh, I don't really want to, like, I'm not looking to pay a photographer for my photos. And I was like, well, go and find another photographer, because there's plenty of young photographers out there that have more amateur work that are looking for young models that are also looking to learn and grow. Like, I just don't understand the concept of reaching out to a massive photographer and thinking you're not going to get hit with a pricing package. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Like, unless you have something offered to me, I'm not going to say yes.
Yeah, and it's not even in a selfish way. Like, not like you owe me something, I owe you something. Like, it's literally like, if you're not an experienced model for the way that I'm moving forward with my work now, I'm not going to get anything out of it. I'm going to be standing there directing this girl to a T, doing 2 jobs at once because she doesn't know her own body. Yeah. Like, that's not fair on me, because that's making me put in twice the amount of effort that I need to. And I can't creatively vibe with someone if I'm continuously directing the crap out of them. Like, I don't want to do 2 jobs at once. And it's different when it's with agency girls and development girls, because majority of that stuff I'll submit to an editorial, like a magazine, and we'll get features and stuff from that. But now I'm just like cracking down. Like, I'll just send my rates. If somebody says collab, I don't reply to them, or like I have like a little automated message thing that I just send out and be like, hey, like, and also stop DMing me. Like, just email my work email. I'm so sick of people DMing me.
It's just too many. It's just being so famous.
No, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm over it. That's a boundary. And I think being young and being creative, my advice to you guys is set your boundaries early, because behind one paid job is 50 free jobs. And I can guarantee that I did not book campaigns because I was continually getting paid work. I booked campaigns from testing and getting out there and networking and putting effort into my craft and effort into the meaning behind my craft. It wasn't just like, oh, I just want to go out and I want to click a button and that's it. Like, if you're not motivated to create great work for the fact that you want to create great work and not for the fact that you want it to be noticed, I think there's a big difference between that. And I think it's really identifiable when people are creating for clout, and people are creating to communicate and be an artist and a creative. That's just my opinion.
Very opinionated girl.
Opinionated ladies,
Hey,
put your hands up, but don't because I'm sweaty.
This is like advice that I need to take myself, honestly.
I know. I'm like, wow, I really need to listen to myself. I need to stop taking free work.
I know. But it's like, okay, if I don't take free work, then I will get no work, and then I can't do what I love.
I just charge people for film. Like that's my thing. If someone's like or especially if it's someone that I've worked with previously for free, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, but like let's incorporate some film prices because I'm gonna be out of pocket otherwise, and like I'm just not down to do that anymore. Especially now I'm at uni and I have rent.
Life gets in the way. Yeah, I really need to do that, honestly.
Addiction.
Yeah. I need to pay some Afterpay bills.
Oh, Melanie.
I got a
if
problem.
you guys know Melanie, her fucking Afterpay, it's toxic. Like, I thought my last relationship was toxic, and then I saw Melanie's relationship with Afterpay.
And we're not even kidding.
And I was like, okay.
I have an addiction.
I feel better now.
It's a problem. It's a real problem.
What's the biggest fuck up that I've had? You know, I feel like because I'm such a control freak, I micro-organize everything to the shit. Like I
try that, but it just doesn't work.
I'm so like I don't know, I can't really remember. Like even when I was starting out, I just had like the most beautiful friends, like physically and internally beautiful friends. And like when I shot with them, it was just cool because it was just like working with mates.
But that's how I always think it should be. Like I try and make whoever I work with comfortable and like so it's like a friendly vibe. Like I don't know, I've never not got along with someone on a shoot, and I've always had fun.
Me too. That's what it's about. I think if you're not having fun on a shoot, you're not meant to be doing photography.
Hey, but even everyone always comes up to me at work. Well, because I complain all the time. That's my fault. Whatever. How much I hate my job. I'm not going to name the place. If you know who I am, you'll know where I work, but don't want to get sued. Because they're a big corporation and don't have the money to defend myself. No, so everyone always comes up to me and goes like, why don't you just like quit your job? Like you have enough like a portfolio, you're good enough to like go on your own, sorry.
Stick out my blind, why don't you, mate? Jesus,
I'm an aggressive person.
Gross.
They're like, you can do weddings, you can book other jobs. Like I know people that work at real estate, like you can do their videos, all this stuff, and like I can do corporate whatever, just do whatever jobs come at me. But I am so passionate about like music, fashion, and all that. That's all I want to do. And like when I did weddings at one stage, because I was like extremely poor and going to Europe, so I had to do it.
That's me this year.
I had to do it. I was like, it's like I could not be creative at I don't mind editing a wedding, but shooting at a wedding, I was just like, this is draining my creativity.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to hate it.
There's a boundary you need to set with like professional work in terms of like doing commercial stuff, like even e-commerce and stuff. It's pretty soul sucky, but you got to do what you got to do.
I've always wanted to.
Yeah,
I just
people
want to enjoy work.
People just see the good stuff that we do on Instagram, and I think they think that's all we do.
Like, I'm not gonna put like, oh my god, 20 hours up, no sleep, still editing. Like that's not what I'm gonna do. But like that's the truth.
If you're on my close friends, then that's what I put up.
No, I
like my fucking. I was like up until 12 a.m. 2 nights ago, and then I got up at 5.
But to everyone, that.
No, fuck that. We don't want see. We want to glamorize the industry. Thriving, sleep depriving.
Like, literally, I don't have a day off because neither. Like literally, I go to uni 2 days a week. I work 4 days a week, and then I have one day which is usually shooting, or if not editing, or if not catching up on uni, or I just don't have a day off. Even when I'm on my break, everyone be like, "Oh my god, why are you on your laptop?" I'm like, "Why are you not eating?"
Bro, because I'm
doing work, and I'm like, I crave not being successful, but like wanting to do this.
Successful? What do you mean? Of
yeah,
course I crave being successful.
I crave being successful.
It's not even about that. It's about I crave being able to do my craft and rely off of that as my income.
Yeah.
My single source of income.
Yeah, and
which I can sometimes, but as I said, it's such an inconsistent industry. And I think the reason that I work so hard personally, and the thing that a lot of people do not understand, is that if you don't work your ass off, there is just going to be someone else that's going to work harder than you and take your place. Like, I don't think people get that. And I think that if you're not consistently producing meaningful work and producing, like reinventing yourself and reinventing the way that you want to capture whatever you want to capture, there's just someone that's going to come and take that spot. And that is what scares me the most.
Yeah.
Like, I think
because there's so many people out there.
That thought of like, not even like losing my platform or whatever. Like, I don't really like Instagram for me. Like, I would be okay without it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of an extra thing. And it does help me. Like, honestly, as much as I talk shit about Instagram, it has made a massive difference to my work because I've been able to connect with so many people that have changed my life in so many ways. But yeah, I really think that that's my, I'm scared of success, but then I'm scared of failure at the same time. So it's
oh
like
my God,
this,
I'm so scared of failure.
I'm so scared of failure.
don't
I can't
ever
afford
fail.
failure.
No, neither. I actually have nothing
My
else to do in
apartment will be
life.
gone if I fail.
No, but like I
Sorry.
have no other life like skills.
No, yeah, neither.
Like I would be like
I'd be
prostitute or homeless. No, I wouldn't be like that.
I probably I don't know
I'd
what I
open,
would
like
do.
a fucking Chinese restaurant or something.
I can't unwire my brain to like what I want to do now because I'm
Yeah.
so fucking set on it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I've always been creative, so this is the only thing I can really do. Like
yeah, but like literally don't have days off. And if you've dated me, you know that I do not take days off. I will fit you in, and I will fit a shoot in that morning, and then we will hang out afterwards.
Oh my God,
because I do not take days off. My career is everything to me. If you don't support that, then you are not welcome in my lifestyle, queen.
Oh my God,
I've got a fat ass.
Got
a fat ass and a fat heart.
And we fucking.
If I love you, I will love you very hard.
I know, that's what I say. Just to my friends, I'm such like I care for someone.
If
so
I
much.
care for someone, I'm like ride or die, 100%. We'll literally jump in front of a bus for you. Yeah,
even you sometimes.
Oh, there's too much emotion in this room. I gotta
we
get
don't
out
even
here.
hug.
Literally,
I know
we don't. We
We
actually
don't.
don't. I literally love you so much, but I'm not a hugger.
I know, but like I'll see him, I'll just pop into your car.
I think
like,
it's just because we're like too close.
I know,
now.
and I'm like, oh my God, like I just don't need it. Like she kind of knows, like
we're both on the
her.
same level.
So like, do I? Really
I'm a
have to
weird.
show-
I'm like emotional sometimes. Like if I have a boyfriend, like I'll be like all over them all the time, and like my sex drive's like a little rabbit. But then like with my friends, I'm even like when I'm meeting people and stuff, I'm like, I don't hug me, like please.
I do because I want to
so
seem
awkward.
half friendly, but
I'm like, no, I'll be. Oh, it depends. Situation definitely depends.
Depends on the situation.
If it's a guy, I don't like to hug them because that's just me.
Oh my God.
Actually, I have a biggest knockback. I remember my first ever shoot that I wanted to submit to a magazine. And I wanted to submit it to, I don't know if people know, Another Filthy magazine run by Brooke. Her name's like Filthy Mouth Creative. And they do stuff with like Eats Channel all the time. It's really cool. Yeah, it's fucking sick. It's actually one of my favorite magazines. It's looked like Naked Mag.
Oh
anyway,
my God, you would suit. Sorry, that mothership place.
What is it? Oh, Sticks and Stones. Yeah. Oh, I know. I want to submit to them.
Book. Oh my God, you would love it.
Really?
Oh my God, I'll bring it over next time.
Oh, don't.
Oh my God, maybe I'll give it to you.
That's
actually,
my next.
No.
Don't give it to me.
Books. Oh my God,
I'm
I bought
21
two
this year.
Gucci
Maybe you should give it to me.
day.
Oh my God, why did you do that?
It was 30% off, and
Melanie.
I had to because they were on my list of books I wanted to buy. 30% off, but then I look back, it's fucking 50% off now.
That's fucked.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Yeah, my biggest knockback. So I submitted to Another Filthy mag, and I remember it was literally like the most like it wasn't even a bad email back, but I remember being so fucking cut up. And it was literally she just said back, she goes, thanks so much for submitting. We won't be posting these at this time. Good luck in the future or something. And I remember getting it.
I get what you mean.
But it was like because I'm so I don't know. I feel like as a creative, you get so emotionally invested in your work as well, and it's like your child, and you just like it's like weird analogy, but like raising a child and you wish the best for it and you want it to do so well.
And
that's
any,
like a shoot
bad
for me.
energy rejection, you're just like, what the fuck?
I know.
It's
I'm
not
done.
even a bad. No, but
I'm
I
giving
get
up.
you.
I'm
It's
going.
not even a bad message, but I would be the same.
I was literally like,
oh my
God,
God, am I the worst person
my...
ever? What the fuck did I do?
It was one of my first like serious shoots. It was with my friend Nicole, and we did like these red latex boots, and it was so much fun.
Oh my God, is that photo of you?
Yeah, it's
oh
the one that's going to be
sick.
in my exhibition. I know.
Fucking
Sad days.
losers
But
that
anyway,
can
yeah,
you.
fucking whatever. They suck. No, I'm kidding. They're so sick. But yeah, I remember getting it, and I was just like, I'm a perfectionist as well. I need to get everything right on the ball or I get bored. It's like with everything. Relationships, people, doing homework,
That's why we're still friends, because
drawing.
I'm perfect. True?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
But I'm perfectionist and I'm always one of those people. It sounds like stupid, but I'm used to getting things right the first time because I just like I can't have any distraction. Like I need to get it. Also because I'm a very overly anxious, overly high functioning human being.
Yes.
But I just need to get it right the first time. So obviously I've like done this photo and I've like taken like mood boards from the from the mag and be like, oh, I'd incorporate this and incorporate this, and then I've like submitted it. I've like catered the whole shoot around inspo from this mag, and then I've submitted it to them, and it got knocked back, and I was like, well, I'm quitting. It's fine. I'll just work in hospitality my life. It's fine. I'll be a receptionist. I can make that work. It's fine. And then I didn't submit for so long because I just had such a like my confidence. I was just like remembering that like stupid knockback email and I was like, oh my God, I'm literally a dweeb.
I think that's me right now with like the whole music video I shot and everything. Like that's me right now. I'm like, oh my God, I actually can't do anything.
Literally.
And it's like confidence is such a big thing. Your mental being is such a big thing, like even as a creative, and that's what we're talking about.
Because you have to be your own critic, but your own number one supporter.
Yeah, and even though it maybe like they just can't, like they have another submission or whatever, they couldn't take it. But to me, like when I get anything like not negative, but anything that gets rejected or whatever, I just straight away go to the worst scenario and go, oh my God, like it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. Like I didn't do something right.
But that's a habit that you have to train out of, and I think I've gotten pretty good at that now.
Let me be a grasshopper and fucking help me, cunt.
Yeah, the grasshopper.
Master Norah.
No, it's taken so long. I feel like as well, circumstances are completely different. Like I had to move out of home when I was really young, and like I think that I just kind of had to figure it out really quick. I had to figure out what I was good at really quickly. And that Monpers job, obviously, like illustrating, creative industry, whatever, I was kind of like, oh, this is something I want to definitely like sink my teeth into. Yeah, so I think in some senses, it comes with independence and independent thinking. But I also think you have to go through like so many mental barriers to be able to be like, oh, fuck it. Because I think about things, right? And I think the worst thing that could happen is someone says no. That's literally the worst thing that could happen,
but then
right?
also that is the worst. Like I have two minds. Like some days I'm like, fuck. Like the other day I was like, I don't care. Like I'm just gonna email every music management artist, whatever. Let's just like fuck it. Who cares if I get no's? What's the worst I can say? Let's just try. Then other days like today, I'm like, no, I can't do this. Like I cannot face rejection. They're not gonna like me. They're not gonna even care. Like I'm one in a million.
And it's really annoying
blah, blah.
for me because Melanie's so fucking good, and I'm really over it.
Oh my God, stop.
No, I don't think people understand how good Melanie is and how trash people are that work in the industry already. And I'm literally so sick of seeing shit videos everywhere. And I'm like, why isn't Melanie shooting this? But whatever.
You can just give me free clothes and I'll accept that. I'll pay off my afterpay and I'll accept that. Like, honestly, cheap work.
I'm going to sugar daddy just for your afterpay.
I know, literally. But like, it's just like an on and off thing. Like there's days where I'm like, nah, fuck it. I've got this. Like, I like, but same. I think like when I'm around you, I like, this is so nice of me to say, but like,
God, am I ready for this?
I had to say, I feel like better about myself and like more confident and like creative.
That's what I want though.
I know, and
that's what I want all the people in my life to feel like
with your friends, and like even 100%. When you tell me stuff, like I'm actually so happy for you because like you deserve it. Oh my God, what the fuck?
Ew, this is getting so emotional.
Okay. Oh my God.
Ew, I hate taking compliments. Anyone that knows me knows.
That was so nice for me to say though, because usually I'm a cunt to you.
Yeah.
Kidding.
But also, I'm so awkward even like when people compliment me on my work. And that's another thing. I guess that's another thing that comes into like people don't understand when you're working as a photographer. Like you don't really know how to take compliments because you're staring at your images all day. Like I'm on my Instagram, I'm looking at my work all the time. It just becomes I'm desensitized to beauty. I don't even look at models and think that they're hot or anything anymore. But male models to me, I'm like, you just look like a plum. Like I literally might as well go and look at a strawberry in the fridge and it'll be the same thing.
The analogy right now. But like the same with
weirdest
I know, I was like strawberry and plums. I was like, where the fuck are you getting that from? She has fruity problems.
I have to We have to pause.
Oh, you
I've drunk too much
fucking
water and now I've been
loser.
laughing
You
too much.
fucking loser. Keep your bladder in your fucking
You can
pants.
One thing I wanted to touch on is being really disciplined because you work for yourself. I think there's a different type of responsibility and different type of discipline that comes with working for yourself, not just any job, but especially being creative and being a photographer. You have to have things planned. Like, I don't know. I don't really understand people that walk into the jobs thinking that it's all going to come to them when they don't have like time management skills or like work ethic or initiative. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me that you're coming into a job where you have to be completely 100% self-sufficient. All of the networking doesn't come from a university or doesn't come from, you know, like a degree. Like, it doesn't come from that. All of the networking starts and stops with you. The way that you put yourself out into the world is the way that people are going to see you. If they're coming to work with you and they're like, this girl does not believe in herself, she's so awkward to work with, she has no self-confidence, why the hell would they want to work with you again or like help you network? You know what I mean though?
And
like,
I always say, if you're a good, like a genuine good person, you're gonna get far in life.
You're gonna get
but
work.
if you're a fucking shitty person, you're not going to.
No.
First of all,
and the work that you're gonna
karma's
get,
a bitch.
yeah.
And second, like,
I
I just feel like, being a creative, like, if you can't be a good person, no one wants to work with you. As much as talented as you are, like, if you're just a shitty person, no one's gonna fucking
because you can't vibe with people that are like shit. I mean, it's different with I've worked with like, actually no, I really haven't. I've been really lucky with the girls that I've worked with. I adore pretty much all of them, and I'm still friends with pretty much all the people that I've worked with.
Same. Like,
which I love because it means you can build that ongoing relationship. But yeah, literally building relationships with people and working with them ongoing, there is no better feeling than like working with a client that you know you're both on the same level creatively. Like, one of my clients that I work with, she owns her like lingerie brand, and she's just so switched on and like is exactly in line with where I want to go with my work. Like, we always just, and she just I just love having that trust. People just trust you with your work, and that's a motivator in itself. I think when people are like, wow, people are actually coming to me to shoot, they trust me with their image for me to create something with them. Like, I think that's really cool. And that's something that's so unique to being a photographer or a videographer, is that people will come to you and they trust themselves with you and your work, which is so important. It's so important to get past that self-confidence barrier, because no one's going to trust you if you don't trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself to make good work, you don't trust yourself to have the right intentions, you're never going to attract the people that trust themselves but trust you as well. Because it all stems back to you and the way that you view yourself and view your work and how motivated you are and how ready you are to pursue that career. Like, I don't know, I just don't get people that come up to me and they ask me how I got started, and then I tell them that I worked really fucking hard, and they go, oh, but like, yeah, but who do you know? And I'm like, no, I met these people because I worked really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't meet these people because they looked at my work and they thought it was shit and I never spoke to them again. Like, I worked really hard to build my work first and then do my networking afterwards, because if you don't have a good portfolio to fall back on, it doesn't make sense to me.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I just...
Because when I started, I had no connections whatsoever. Like, I started with nothing. Yeah, like, there was I did not know one person in the creative industry. It was all from like shooting people and then meeting people through people and just being like a friendly, like, good person, and then just like, because when I shoot, like, I'm not there just because I want photos. I actually genuinely like getting to know a person, and I like building a friendship, a relationship, whatever.
Yeah, me too.
And like, yes, I may ask a lot of questions because I just like getting to know people. George. I just like knowing things, but no, like, I just think it's important in anything. Like, I think just building a relationship and like. And that's what I've always done. And like,
I know, but you create better work when you're comfortable.
Yeah, and when you're comfortable.
Because I think, utilizing your time on a shoot. If you're new to photography or just any kind of creative, like you're a makeup artist, videographer, you're a stylist, whatever. The
more comfortable they both are, the better the shoot is.
But it's about using your time to get to know them outside of you shooting. You have that probably hour or so while they're doing makeup sit down and have a conversation with them and get to know them. Like, get to know their work, get to know how much they've been working, what type of shoots that they've been doing, what they want to steer clear of, what they're comfortable and not comfortable with shooting. I shoot nudity quite a lot, and that's a really big conversation that I make sure I'm regularly having with my girls, is because duty of care is a massive thing in this industry. And if you guys saw, I speak about it quite a lot on my Instagram, talk about sexual assault in the industry and stuff. Photography industry and the creative industry is one of the biggest percentages. No, but it's serious. It's seriously important.
And I think that's like a whole nother...
It's a whole nother episode, but I just want to talk about it really quickly, because duty of care, people don't understand that there are so many other little things that go into the whole shoot. You're a person that's looking after sometimes up to 10 people on a shoot. The biggest shoot that I've done, I was directing like probably about 6 or 7 people. So, and that's not even like a really big shoot. Like, I've been with mates on commercial jobs and they've had to direct up to like 15 to 16 people on a shoot, which I think I would have an aneurysm, but it's fine. Literally. I have my planner. But okay, let's do quickly before we end. I really want to do some tips on getting started and maybe like some time management things that we both implement, and like organization, because you're a fucking freak at organizing. Who? Like your desk and stuff. It's literally gives me life.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Your desk is my favorite thing. Wait, you talk about that. I'm gonna get my planner.
No, like, even though like we're all jokes and all that, when it comes to our work, we are serious, but we're also fun. But like in a serious matter, like we plan everything before and like note down. Like, I have a diary as well that's like fuck off fat, and like and like I before a shoot I always give like whoever I'm shooting at, whether it be model, musician, artist, blah blah blah, whatever, like a run sheet that includes a call sheet, a mood board, and then like extra information, so they fully understand and I fully understand what's going to happen on that day.
Yeah, there's so much like, admin in photography.
There is a lot of admin, and like that alone,
it's like that's a whole shoot in itself. Like,
I know that alone. Like, I am finding the mood board, baby. I'm searching everything, I'm doing everything. Like, it is a lot of work,
especially when you work with agencies, and like, you'd know, with music agencies and stuff too. Like, they've got to know like where the model is, where the model's going. That's your duty of care, to look after them. And also makeup artists, like, you don't even bother approaching an agency if you don't have a mood board. Like, ladies and gentlemen,
that's your first step. You're shooting fashion, mood board.
Take inspiration from everything. It doesn't, and I know there's a big pressure on creatives being like, I don't know how to take inspiration from everything. If you listen to a song and you're like, fuck, that would look so cool with this and this. Like, music is my biggest inspiration.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like even now that I'm starting Super 8 videos and stuff, like, that's my biggest inspiration for that. But even shoots, like, I'll do a shoot and I'll be like, I want this shoot to look like this song. Like, and that sounds weird, but it's like the truth. Anyway.
No, I get you.
Admin, photography goes hand in hand. You have to have an ABN if you want to start working professionally. You have to, we're running businesses. Like, this is not just a hobby. If you approach me for free work, just remember that's like approaching a real estate for free rent. Okay? It's not going to happen, Queen. It's not going to happen. Here's my planner.
Like,
it's
taking a photo is a job. It is not a free thing.
It's not a free for
ask me how much my camera is, and you fucking no.
Ask me how much I spend on film each financial year.
And no.
And no. I think I could probably put a deposit down on a house.
Like, actually,
in Western Sydney.
Down in the bush area.
Okay, so if you're watching the YouTube, then you can actually see my planner in front of me. But if you're listening on the podcast, I have this thick
just imagine like the Bible
planner. Imagine it's bigger than the Bible. Babe.
Just imagine double the Bible.
Don't talk down on my planner like that.
Oh, fuck you.
Just imagine a very thick thesaurus.
Just imagine my ass.
No. My ass.
My ass is thick as fuck.
My ass is thick. We get so sidetracked. Okay, so my planner is very, very thick. It has different sections. It has a month section and a day-to-day section. Do not ask me out on a date unless it is 3 months in advance. Queen, I do not have time for this.
There's no such thing as last minute.
There is no such thing as last minute in Norah Wells's life right now. I am honestly have everything every single day-to-day planned to a T for the next 3 months.
I know.
If you're coming to approach me for a shoot, please keep in mind that I put my paid clients first, and that if I do actually want to test with you, I will come around. It just takes time. It takes patience. If you respect me and you respect the quality of my work, then you will know that it does take time.
Yes.
Also, if you want to get started, I would highly suggest getting a planner and setting out some goals for different things that you want to shoot. So when I started illustrating, when I worked for that handbag company, I would set personal goals for myself. I'd be like, okay, this week I'm going to do a tutorial on life drawing on YouTube. So I set that goal and I did like a little life drawing tutorial. And then the next week after that, I would just do different things that I know would improve my skills. So if you're starting out and you're not confident to shoot people, and also if you want to shoot landscape or whatnot, get to know your camera. That's a really big thing that I fucked up
auto
with.
settings is not the way to
Auto
go.
settings is not okay. I fucked up with that. I'm actually doing a photography course at uni because I can't shoot digital to save my life. I have no idea.
Girl, I can teach you that.
I know. I don't even know. Like, I knew what like ISO and aperture and shutter speed and stuff was, but like interlinking the three, I'm like, eh. And I just, it's so, it's so bad. I'm so bad. Wow, I'm not actually professional, but you know, yeah. So I fucked up, and I have to relearn all that. But set yourself some goals in terms of getting to know your camera, even doing some research into things that would be good for you. And also,
but this isn't a lot. Like, if you really love what you do and this
it's
is
not
what
work.
you want, then it's not work.
It's not work.
Like
when I'm on a shoot, I'm not working. I'm
when
having
I first
so much
started,
fun.
like, I was like, I don't mind. Like, everything I know is self-taught, and like, I don't mind teaching myself because I love doing this.
The biggest thing I stress is the money that you put into this job. If you see yourself taking it seriously, it's not money spent that's lost. It's money that's investing into your own job. And that's a big thing that I've had to tell myself after forking out so much money all the time for gear. But every single time I buy gear, I'll like either book a job or I'll do a shoot that has just improved so much because of my knowledge expansion and that I've invested in like genuine quality gear as well. But yeah, I really suggest if you're starting out, not even if you're just a photographer, like you can be a makeup artist, you can want to do writing, anything like that. Like literally, set yourself some little goals on improving your skills first, because I can guarantee that when you're in a situation where you're being kind of questioned, not so much questioned, but you're being challenged about the skills that you have, you'll have that knowledge to fall back on because you put in that extra time. But yeah, that's definitely like in terms of having, you don't have to get this motherfucking planner. I don't think anybody works as much as Mel and I at the moment. We were literally talking about this in the car. Anyway,
whatever.
It's going to be worth it when I'm Givenchy's creative director, whatever. I don't know. Just manifesting.
Hey, I'd love to shoot for Palm Angels.
Oh yeah, Off-White.
Oh yeah.
You would do Off-White. I would do YSL.
Fucking hi.
Hi, me.
I will shoot for you for a piece of clothing, like
literally,
not even a clothing. Give me a keyring, a fucking shoelace, and I will shoot for you. Honestly.
That's another thing. Expand your vocabulary on the creative industry. If you're not up to date with what's happening in the creative world and in the social world, you are not going to be taking inspiration from, not so much taking inspiration from the right places, but you're not going to be taking useful inspiration or information in. You need to watch what you're consuming on Instagram, because obviously everybody takes their inspiration from Instagram now and Pinterest. Just don't follow your friends if they don't post content that's useful to you. I can't stress enough, if someone is judging, and I had this rant the other day, if someone is judging your quality of friendship on whether you follow each other or not, that's so fucking shallow. You need to find people with more depth. It's not going to help you in the long run, especially if you want to be a creative.
You don't follow me back.
Yeah, Melanie was the only person that I followed for quite a long time.
Because I did threaten her. I go, if you fucking don't
she
follow
had a knife
me,
at
I'm
my
gonna
throat,
fucking take you off the podcast
and it was
slice your throat.
Yeah, it was really scary. She was threatening to steal my couch and. Anyway,
and the dog.
That's fine. That's just some personal barriers that we work through to be here for you guys. So you should be grateful that my throat isn't slit. We just carried that lie on for 10 minutes.
I know. This is just so snowballing again.
Okay, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so no,
cool.
we snowballed whatever.
Wow.
But to wrap it up today, we have talked about what working as a creative, confidence, mental barriers, fucking not getting paid, and just how to get started. I guess that's what we've kind of covered.
And some fuck ups that we've had to let you all know that we're human.
And
our Instagram doesn't replicate.
I've been doing this for 3
I've been
years
working
now.
professionally. This is my second year working professionally
I
now.
don't. Maybe this is my first year working professionally. Who knows?
No, you
Maybe
were working for like
year.
when I met you, you were working for a year already. So it's like 2 years
2
now.
years.
Me too.
Fuck.
I mean, I've worked since 2018, like just doing little shoots and starting out, but I professionally booked someone at the start of last year.
Yeah, I think that's just like when I first started, it was just like little friends shoots, blah blah blah.
And then I worked myself into a
Mess.
mental health illness, baby.
So to wrap it up, thank you for joining us. Yes, we snowboard a lot. Yes, we have short attention spans. Yes, we're retarded.
Goldfish.
And yes,
I am cool.
She is a. You didn't say queen that much. Oh my god. I just realized that.
Thanks,
but
queens.
To wrap it up, we're fucking wrapping up because we got other shit to do.
I'm so tired. I have a uni assessment to do.
Yeah, I know. We got to fucking edit this.
We got to edit this.
So yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you don't get too bored. Hope you enjoy. Sorry for
spiral
any
so much
weird shit. And goodbye,
weird.
motherfuckers.